we are doing this again. View counts haven't been huge on these videos, but I've gotten some really encouraging feedback on them. So for the 100, 200 of you that actually watch this, and probably the 10 of you that actually watch it through till the end, thank you. We're back with the field notes again. This is becoming basically a means of me walking through my life with you all and being a little bit more laid back and therapeutic in a way. So this field notes that we're going to be running through today ran from the 4th of May to the 17th of May. It started here at the studio and it ended at Cave Spring Baptist Church. So yeah, Monday, we're just going to dive right in. I took Joel to school, and then I took Buddy to the vet. He broke his claw. Buddy's my dog. He's an Aussie Doodle. He broke his claw like almost clean in half. We had to get him medicine and a cone. He also had an ear infection he like always gets ear infections when we take him to get his hair cut and stuff. So hopefully that's fixed. Working with Claude to automate social posts from the articles on F&F newsletter. I said it's like teaching someone who speaks another language. Yeah, it's just like, it's funny when you're working with Claude trying to teach it how to do things, but that's been good. I've got it to a good system. You know, it's able to take the article, and I don't really like using Claude for creative work. So I basically just work alongside it co-working wise. It takes all of the photos from the article and helps me pick ones for social posts and then lays them out nicely. So when I go to upload the photos on LinkedIn or Instagram, they're like labeled like 1, 2, 3, 4. So I just go like, this post is 1 through 4, click all of those. And then I have Claude pull quotes from the article itself in the various sections and stuff like that. So it basically just readies the content for me and puts it in a nice little folder over here so that when I go to post, I don't have to go looking for all of that. So that's been the idea there. We're posting 4 times a week per article. So we do one on Monday, the day before the article comes out, and then we do one on the day the article comes out, as well as 2 other days throughout the week. So that's been really cool. I said if I can get this set up, it will save a bunch of time and man hours. Yeah, it has, for sure. All right. Yeah, Maria, my wife, had a really powerful time at there's a thing called The Well here, where it's like a women's worship night, and she loves it. She's a part of the leadership team, and it was the last one for the year before summertime, so it was really powerful. She really loved it. Yes, here we go. All right. I told you I'll keep you updated on like the form and function stuff. So we talked about the newsletter slightly, but while my wife was at the well, the CEO of the company that I really wanted to work with for the first form and function profiles called me on Instagram. It was kind of funny. We were like messaging there. I didn't even know you could call people on Instagram, but we chatted and he was basically like, hey, like we just don't have the funds to do something like this right now. It sounds really cool. I also found another photographer for the form and function piece who was based in New York. She's pretty expensive. She's done a lot of really awesome work for huge publications that you would know about. And that contact, she has a videographer friend too that she told me about. But then I started to worry about profitability a little bit. You know, I do want it to be a really nice magazine, but to do that, you have to pay creatives a lot, you know, for their value. So something I've been thinking about, and if I wanted to do like 100% profit margin or like 50% or what that could look like. And I was just thinking like it could easily cost a brand $40,000 if I price this out how I want to with the talent that would put it to like next level status. And some brands could pay for it, but I don't know, that's a lot of money even for brands with a lot of money. So just something to think about. Wednesday, the 6th. Felt incredibly blessed with form and function. God's been so kind to allow me this project. I really need to steward it well. It's Mother's Day chapel, and it was a little tough on my wife because she had a friend that passed away who's our age, and yeah, we just really love that family a lot. And Mother's Day's hard because she's no longer with us, and her daughter had a hard day because of it, but she's young and doesn't know how to process her emotions, and yeah, it was just a really touchy thing. So Mother's Day was a little bit more difficult this year. It's been about a year since she passed. So yeah, Lena was all excited though, my daughter, for Mother's Day chapel. So I got to go check that out. And no, I didn't. It was Mother's Day. I went to a different one, which I'm sure I'll talk about. So the Lord's been too kind to me. The director of the Digital Trends Media Group just hit me up asking if I'd make content for the digital trends and the manual. This is huge and such an honor, and we're still talking about it. I don't know 100% sure if it's going to happen, but You've probably heard of Digital Trends before. Maybe they're an online tech publication, and then they have a few other brands, but the Manual is another one, which is more like men's lifestyle premium kind of stuff, which might even be a better fit, we've discussed. So we're going back and forth on that. I also got an email about maybe working with Walmart tech department, and I didn't really know what all that meant, but that would be pretty huge. I would love to work with like Best Buy or Walmart or Target, and them just to be the supplier of products to review on the channel. So like they send me the new iPad or the new iPhone, and instead of me being like, buy this from Apple, I say just buy it from Walmart. That could be a really great relationship. Like tech is a huge thing that we discuss here, and to have basically someone who can seed all those products to us would be fantastic, and we would promote them kind of thing. So then I said I was at home with the kids and my son only wants to watch YouTube videos of people playing with toys. We're trying to cut that out. It's not like bad content, but it's like, can we just watch a show? Something, anyway, and we've been working through that. Yeah, Maria's been a little bit worried about her parents. They're going through a lot right now, and we've just been talking a lot about leaning into that and praying for them and trying to reach out to them in a way that makes sense for them and us. More so for them. We're fine, but yeah, it's been weighing on her. I said on Thursday the 7th, Maria told me I need to calm down. It's 9:20 and I'm just now getting my thoughts down. I was a nervous wreck this evening. Yeah, I got a little bit scared about some things. I think this idea for form and function is a really good one, and I think that any other person who has better connections than I do could take this idea and run with it. So I've just been very open with the idea and the concept, and so far nothing bad has come of it, but it's not like some proprietary idea that only I know how to do. So I don't know. I was just feeling a little worried that maybe some people that I've talked to might take this idea and run with it because they already have all of the connections that I don't yet have. So anyway, yeah, and I just kind of wrote about that. Talked about wanting to hear about tech trends as well as that first brand. I was saying I really should take a beat with this. So much of it is out of my hands. I just need to have a plan in place to pitch other brands. Yeah. So anyway, this hasn't gone exactly how I want it to. I've pitched maybe 2 or 3 brands on the profiles piece, and they all think it's really cool, but they shut it down, and I don't know why. But we're close enough where I can follow up and ask them why. Some of them I know why, but others I'm just like, why not? This would be so sick. And they're like, this is such a great idea. We're gonna pass. I'm like, what? Don't be nice to me. Tell me what's up. So anyway, I've just been thinking through that, which I'm sure we'll get to here in a minute, but I have another idea for print, which will be fun. A friend of ours talked to another friend of ours, and they were kind of smitten with each other. They're both not married, so that's been an exciting thing that I kind of want to keep a little bit private, but it's been fun for us to watch that, especially since we're like 32 and dating is something we haven't thought about in 16 years, something like that. So I said, Father, help me with my anxiety as I work through this patience. My impatience causes much anxiety, and it's hindering my function during the day. Yeah, like I so badly want to be patient with things, but in my patience, there's a lot of anxiety, which causes me to be impatient. And it's like this cyclical thing, and I want to learn patience, but I'm also anxious in my patience. So it's like I want to be patient and not be anxious about it, which I've felt better about that, but that was sort of my prayer there. So that was the end of Thursday. And then Friday morning, I said, that last prayer was answered today. I had little to no anxiety and felt quite at peace all day. I got Starbucks gift cards and took them to Joel. It was Teacher Appreciation Week. Yeah, and I had some really good conversations with a friend over coffee that morning. I just said, he's such an inspiration and encouragement to me. Through tears of sadness, he'll say, God has been so good to me. That's my friend whose wife passed away that I mentioned earlier, and he's just such an encouragement. And to have someone who's been through that say God has been so good to me is just like, what am I to complain about kind of thing, you know? He's awesome. I had a meeting that day with East Folk Creative, which I really like them. They've worked with Jeff over at Ugmonk quite a bit, and I love their photo and video content, and I think they would be a great asset to have for the print stuff, for form and function at some point in the future when we actually get engagement with a brand to maybe do a profile piece, sending them out to do that work. We grabbed Elderberries for dinner, which is like a local smoothie place, and it was so fun and something we will definitely do again. We got wraps, we sat outside. Our kids love smoothies, so it was great. And this was Friday, yeah. I said, back home, the kids played in the bounce house next door, and I locked down a date to meet with the digital trends and manual guys. That's right. I forgot that I hadn't actually set a meeting yet. There are around 50 companies who said they were interested in the Form and Function founder article, but a huge amount of them have gone silent. Going to send a BCC email Monday saying it's only one per week and the first come first serve with brands like XYZ, the biggest interested in writing. Maybe that will light the fire a bit. Yeah, so there's been a few bigger names who've shown interest in writing for the newsletter. So yeah, I sent out, I didn't do like a BCC like blast, but I sent a reply to each person who's interested in writing, basically saying like, hey, we've got 50 people interested and there's only 52 slots in the entire year. So if you want to be sooner than later, get your assets in and let's get you on the calendar. Saturday, we got Donnie D's, then headed to a nursery to look at flowers. The kids were super cute and their new baseball caps. Yeah, we got them, Joel a green one and Lena a pink one. They're so cute. They were laughing and running around. But it was funny. It was like such a nice morning, but my wife was so overwhelmed with flowers. She didn't know what she wanted, and like she just felt a lot of pressure, and she had like anxiety about it. And we chatted about that more throughout the day, and like why that happened, and what flowers she really wants, and things like that. But yeah, then an old friend from college, Carly Buckholtz, and her husband Jack came to visit, which was wild. We haven't seen her in like 8 or 9 years. Yeah. Lena loved her so much, she cried when she left. It's kind of funny. Nap, then we just chilled the rest of the day. Yeah, we watched G-Bang, which was super weird, and I definitely don't remember it at all. That's a weird... We've been trying to watch, like, classic, like, Disney movies, like, and just classic good movies. Sound of Music, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, The Old Parent Trap, G-Bang, Mary Poppins, those movies. It's been a lot of fun. Our kids have loved them. So have I. It's just... Those films they just hit different, man. It was super weird, but anyway. I got an email from the first founder that I pitched for the Form and Function profiles, giving me the solid no on issue 1 due to budget constraints. And I said I actually feel at peace with it. And I asked him to do me a huge favor of passing along the idea to some of his other founder friends, which he said he'd happily do. I don't know if he has yet. I need to follow up on that. But yeah, I said I really hope the idea is good enough for cold pitches, especially when I don't have an issue in my hands yet. It's hard to pitch a big, expensive idea without having a case study. Has this worked in the past? And a lot of people ask for it, so I might need to do more thinking there. But yeah, no one's engaged with it yet, so I need to keep working on that. I just said, just need one. Lord, give me one, and let's see what we can do. I promise to steward it well. I love that, but we'll see. Now Maria and I are watching the Noah Kahn documentary, Shoo, He's a Mess. Yeah, I mentioned that... When did I mention that? I mentioned that in the last video. Yeah, but we had just watched it when I made the last Form Profiles video, so... Sunday was Mother's Day. I said I was in a joyous mood this morning, getting to worship the Lord on the platform with guitar and banjo. Yeah, that was really cool. Beautiful day today. God is so, so good. Gave Maria her Mother's Day gifts from Abide, and she loved them. Abide's a great store. Cut up a watermelon, then back to church for the second service. Excited for joint service to start in a few weeks. So awesome to worship with a packed congregation. Yeah, we have an 8:30 and 11 o'clock service because we just have a lot of people. But in summer, people are like on vacation and stuff, so we bring them all into one service, and it's packed and it's loud, and worship is just like next level. And to have one service is like a really cool thing that we look forward to. And my hope is I want to serve most Sundays playing guitar, banjo, mandolin, singing, whatever they need me to do. It's hard to do when there's 2 services. It's like 5 hours on a Sunday morning. I have to be gone for the family. So a single service is a little bit easier. Practice on Wednesday night, worship on Sunday morning. But I do have musical gifts, and I want to use them for the church. Like, I'm constantly like, how do I serve the church better? And that's just I wouldn't say such an easy one, but such an obvious one. And so to be able to do it this summer is something I really want to try to do. And Maria feels pretty good about that as well. So I'm excited. Nap was good, but sweaty. Joel slept till his light turned green, which was awesome. I don't know why I quoted slept. Maria's still asleep till 3:30ish. Then we are trying for an early dinner on the patio at El Rodeo. Yeah, we did do that, and we went with Maria's close friend Lakin and her family. It was just so nice. We have a nice Mexican restaurant, and it's like kind of up on a hill near our house, and they have this huge patio and this big what is it called? Wow, why can I not think? Gondola, gazelle, gazebo. Yeah, funny story and side note. 2 years ago at Project Faith, it was our job to paint this gazebo, and none of the kids knew what it was called, so they called it like a gondola or a gazelle, and I literally couldn't think of what it was called, so that's just what happened in my mind. Huge gazebo that my dad actually designed, which is pretty funny. My dad's an architect, and that was a while ago, but it's really nice. And to go there, we're like excited to go eat Mexican food and sit out on the patio this summer. It's just a great option that we just haven't really done much of yet, so that was great getting to hang out with them, eat some yummy food. So Monday, huge day. Impact is going to get me in calls with Walmart, Target, and Best Buy. Had a great call with Digital Trends in the manual reps at 12:30, and I'm hoping for a really nice project with them. Fingers. I think I was going to say fingers crossed, but I think the more I think about that, like luck in crossing your fingers for good things to happen, like they just kind of feel silly to me because like God is behind everything. So I was going to say fingers crossed out of habit, and I said fingers to the Lord that it works out well. Biggest thing is pay, right? Call with 1982 and Nell Mattress tomorrow. Might pitch both on form and function. Tuesday the 12th, it's 6:27. Today was busy. The call PM. The call with humans since 1982 was incredible, except the recording glitched, so I lost all of his answers to the founder Q&A, which is so annoying. It's an amazing company. You should go check it out. Humans since 1982. And I sent them like, hey, I want to feature you in the newsletter, and they're like, yeah, that sounds great, but instead of writing them, we'd love to just do like an interview over FaceTime. And I was like, oh, that's fantastic. Like, let's hop on Zoom or Google or whatever it was. And I got to talk to the founder, and he was so cool, and his answers were brilliant. And I recorded the whole thing. And then I like stopped the recording, and it all looked great. But then when I went back and looked at it, it was only like 8 minutes of the recording. And literally it stopped when I said, all right, you know, after we had our like introductions, like, all right, let's dive into these questions, stopped recording. And so I was like, that's annoying. And I sent a follow-up email saying, I'm so sorry, can you do this again? But like, that's just so annoying. It was so frustrating. It was a great call. He loved the idea of the form and function profiles. Probably not something they're going to do, but yeah, it was just a great call. And then I had a call with Mort, which is morning and night put together, who make a mattress called Nell. That also went super well. We're going to be working with them on a review here on the channel. I think they're going to do a founders feature as well. And I also pitched them form and function, even though their biggest market is Japanese, so I don't know if they'd be interested, but I met with a guy named Chad from my days at my old job, travel and tourism industry, and he's now YouTube full-time, and we talked about brand deal stuff. He's a good dude. It was great. Patty, who I've mentioned before, brought some paper samples by. I'm not sure if I'll work through her printers. The runs are like start at like 5,000, which is a lot of copies, and they're just really expensive. So, yeah, I don't know. I sent my pricing proposal to Digital Trends, and I tried to price really fairly based on what I would be giving up making the content here to do it for them kind of thing. But we're still working through that. I think it was still a little bit much for them. They do a lot of editorial content that isn't sponsored. So I base all my pricing based off sponsored content, because 95% of the content I make on this channel is sponsored, as a, you know, whether I'm reviewing a product or showcasing it or integration. So we're still working through that. But I said it was a short day. I picked up both kids. We got McDonald's and started Willy Wonka. That's right. My in-laws dropped off some donuts on their way home from the beach. Then I said, now Joel and I are outside till bedtime. Sis and Mom are still inside watching the movie. Gorgeous evening out here. All right, Wednesday the 13th, after I dropped Joel off this morning, I took the solo stove over to the church pavilion and made eggs and bacon for me, Hunter, and Zach Shem. It hit me then how crazy it is that I get to do this stuff for my job. Yeah, on a Wednesday morning, the only thing I needed to be doing for my job was making eggs and bacon on a griddle with my friends. What is this life? It's crazy. I take it for granted because I sit at my computer a lot, emailing, making content, and it just feels like work. But a day where I'm like outside making food, I don't know. And we joke that now I'm a professional chef because I was getting paid, sort of, to cook food. That makes me a professional. Anyway, filmed Solo Stove A-Roll and Terra Cafe A-Roll today, and worked on contracts and emails. Connected with Carter Johnson. He's going to be my editor for sure. Yeah, Carter, I haven't even met him yet. Hopefully I'm meeting him today over Zoom, but he's moving back into the area. He's a writer, just got his PhD. He's going to be teaching American literature, I think, at a local school, and great writer. And I need a writer because I'm not one, and I need an editor because I'm not one. And he's been looking over the Form and Function newsletter and sort of editing those, make sure they look good. And then we're talking bigger projects, which we'll maybe get into here in a minute. Thursday, the 14th, I put together the Dom Kappa newsletter post this morning, and I immediately hit up Diago, who's the marketing director there, about meeting to discuss print. Yeah, and he really enjoyed the concept. I wasn't sure about B2B functions. Gotta keep pitching, is what I said. They sell a lot of B2B. I think it could still work. I think it comes down to budget for them too. I literally just got an email a few minutes ago from them. So Friday coffee with John this morning. Got antsy near the end as today will be cut short by the JK celebration at 2. And I want to shout someone out. Ariel, Chloe, and Zoe, or Chloe and Zoe, at Cellopulse are quickly becoming my favorite agency to work with for this stuff. They love us, and they keep telling all the brands they work with about us. The latest Mark II product would be a good Founders of Form and Function opportunity as well, which I pitched them, and they're excited for that. They just like, I've worked with them on so many projects, and every time they're like, hey, here's a new brand, we're so excited. We introduced you to them to you and your content, and like, we really want to work together again. And they're just so kind. And it was literally like, I had just signed a contract with one brand, and the next day they're like, here's another brand. And it's like, dude, I can't ask for more. Like that, it's great. And pricing is great. They're like in my corner when they go to bat with brands on my behalf. It's great. So shout out to the team at Cellopulse. I love working with you guys. And this Mark II thing is really cool. It's like a subscribe to see that video when it goes out. Sunday yesterday was a full day. I guess I skipped Saturday. Yeah, I'm going to talk about it. We got donuts and went to the playground with Maria's students who won a raffle thingy for it. Nap and lunch, then Lala and Pops to swim in the pool with the cousins and eat barbecue. Yeah, it was a really full day and tiring day as well. My parents opened their pool, and that was our first swim of the year, and it was awesome, and I'm excited to do that more. Church this morning was really great, talking about sexuality in Ephesians 5. The kids went to the gym to play because of the mature topic. Maria went to Nana's to help her mom and dad pack up the house some. Her grandmother's moving. That's a tricky situation. Prayers for peace and endurance for my in-laws. I'm skipping nap to fold laundry. We had popsicles after nap and waited for Maria to get home. We are now at the church business meeting to vote on the new polity renewal. We're moving to elder-led, deacon-served, and congregational, which is very exciting. There was 79% yay in favor, and it needed to be 75% in favor to make the change to the Constitution, so that was wild. So there will be a 2-year transition period for this all to take effect. This has been a long process, and the change is only just beginning, but it's an exciting one. That does it. Thank you for listening to me read my journal to you. If you do like these videos, please feel free to comment down below. I think I put these out into the world and no one comments, and I'm like, is this even worth it? But then people will like hit me up on a DM or a random comment on another video and be like, those videos are great. And I'm like, oh, okay. I guess I'll keep making them. But as long as you guys are enjoying these, I'll keep making them. So let me know in the comments. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please consider subscribing. If you're not yet, like this video for more like it. Hype it up if you would. Watch that video next. I think you're going to love it. We'll see you in the next one.